Hello everybody, today I'm going to be showing you how to add mini and big bosses to your game, as well as a rewarding system in case you can beat them. I will be using the shooter game series that I'm doing right now as an example to add those features, but you can start from any other game. As you can see here, we have 4 bosses. They are all named 1, 2, 3, and 4, and the first 3 ones are mini bosses, and the last one is a big boss, and you will be able to download the graphics from the description. Now let's create a few variables. We already have boss number, which is just showing which boss is currently in action. So if you have, for example, the second mini boss, then boss number is going to be 2. And if you have the final boss, then boss number is going to be 4. Then we also need a variable called boss counter for all sprites. And this will help us with the shooting process of the bosses. And then we also need boss health, which is pretty self-explanatory. It's just showing how much health the current boss has. We also need 3 lists, one called exposition boss, xpos boss we can call it, or something like that. Then another one for the y position, so y pos boss, and then direction boss. Now there's something that I usually have. It's a code that says when I receive home screen, or when I receive game over, then hide, then stop this script, stop other scripts in the sprite, and then stop this script. And we also have the same for when I receive home screen. Okay. Then you want to have when green flag is clicked, hide also for the boss. And then when we receive mini boss, so that's a broadcast that we will probably need to create. Okay, we don't have it yet. So let me show you where we will create the mini boss broadcast. Those broadcasts should come from the sprite where you have the starter sprite. So where there's, for example, the start wave or mini boss or big boss, and when you click on it, then it's broadcasting mini boss, and then when this one receives mini boss, then we can, or big boss, then we can start with the coding, or just start with what the big boss should be doing. So add in there, when I receive big boss, then we delete all of direction boss, then delete all of X pos boss and Y pos boss, and do the same for when I receive mini boss. We also need to add in here a set boss counter to 0. Alright, now duplicate that and have again when I receive mini boss, but this time create clone of myself and then stop this script. And do the same for when I receive big boss. Okay, then have when I start as a clone. When I start as a clone, show. Then go to X, pick random negative 240 to 240. And Y 160. Yeah, we can just try that around. As you see, it's doing its job well. Then switch costume to boss number. So remember, the boss number is showing you which boss is currently playing, if you could say so. And so that's why switch costume to boss number. So if the boss number is 2, it's this one, and otherwise it's something else. And then have an if-else statement. If the boss number is greater than 3, that means if it's the final boss, then we set the boss health to 500, and otherwise we set, if it's one of the mini bosses, we set the boss health to take an operator multiplication, and then take boss number times 90. Okay, now take a forever, and then take if else again, and then have if shop open equals no. Um, Here, if shop open equals no, then point towards player. Then move one step. It's gonna be quite slow. Then if boss health is smaller than 1, then if else, again, if um, the boss number is greater than 3, so if it's the final boss, then set shop open to no, just to be sure that the shop isn't open. Here, broadcast U1, or I don't know, broadcast U1, yeah, because you know we had this winning animation screen, and that's when we receive U1, then we're doing all of that. So I mean that's the animation. So when I receive U1, broadcast U1, and then delete this clone. And then else we have change bus number by 1, so that it's the next boss that can come. Then we set next attack to wave, so that the next attack isn't already another boss, but it's just a wave. And then broadcast create coins, because we want to reward for whenever we beat a boss, we can collect some coins. And then finally also delete this clone. Then continue inside of the normal code, I would say. If touching bullet, the bullet of the player, that's here, touching bullet, then we will change boss health by -1, and then oh no, sorry, not by -1, but by item 1 of shop items. Item 1 of shop items, because remember you can upgrade how much damage your shot does, and that's why you would need to have this in there. And then broadcast delete bullet, because otherwise the bullet would just go through the boss and then touch it a million times, and then the boss would be instantly dead, and we don't want that. And that's why whenever we broadcast bullet, when we broadcast delete bullet, then the bullet deletes itself. Sorry, I did a mistake. You need to not have set boss health to item 1 of shop items, but change boss health by item 1 of shop items. I had that wrong. I had the set variable block. And then put inside the else statement, if the shop open equals yes, then you hide. Okay, now let's create a sprite that should represent the shots of the bosses. For this, you can just copy the bullet of the player, make it a bit bigger, and also change the color. Make sure that for every bullet, you count them 1, 2, 3, and 4, and they have the same color as the bosses. So as you see here, it's green, blue, purple, and an orange, and here we have green, blue, purple, and orange, and they are also called 1, and here they're also called 1, and the next one is called 2, and the next one 2, and so on. Now in order to make the boss shoot, okay, I'll first name that boss shot. So in order to make the boss shoot, we will need a code for the boss. And that code is going to be, when I start as a clone, make sure to start anew when I start as a clone block and not use the same here. Because we're going to use wait blocks, wait 3 seconds, and that's why you can't put it here. Otherwise, it will wait in this code, and then the boss won't be moving anymore, for example. So just start a new block, then have in there if shop open equals no, like that. Then wait 3 seconds. That's the reason why you can't continue with this code here. And then add um, add direction to the direction boss list. Then add X position to X pos boss list, and then add Y position to Y pos boss list. Then change the counter by 1, change boss counter by 1, and then create clone of boss shot. So what this is doing is that every 3 seconds it's going to put its coordinates, so the X position, the Y position, and the direction into the respective lists, and then it's going to change the boss counter by 1. And now we can continue with the code for the boss shot, and that will finish the code for making the boss making the boss shoot. So take when I start as a clone, move 25 steps, then go to X and Y here, and then take in the list blocks item boss counter of X pos boss. And so if, for example, the X position of the boss is, say the X position is 0, and then the shot, when it's created, it will go to 0, 2. That's the point of it, so that it goes to the to where the boss is, and then change the Y position to set to go to Y position item boss counter of Y pos boss, then point in direction here, item boss counter of direction boss here. Actually put the move 25 steps after this. And then forever, go to back layer, then switch costume to boss number, then move 25 steps again, but that in this time it's forever. Then if touching edge, then delete this clone. Where's that? Here. If touching edge, delete this clone. If touching player, where's that? Here? No. There. So if touching player, then set regeneration to no in case the player was regenerating. And then also change lives player by 1. Player lives by negative 1, sorry, by negative 1. And then also delete this clone. And if shop open equals yes, then also delete this clone. So that's actually all the code you need, and then we can test it. Sorry, you also need to add in there when I started the clone show here, and for the original sprite should hide. Okay, so I beat the first wave, and now we can, when we click on this, we can fight the miniboss. And now let's see if the miniboss can shoot. So as you see, the miniboss is shooting, and if the shot is hitting us, then we get damage. So now we have 3 hearts. Now we only have 2, and we can also shoot on the miniboss. But up to now, the miniboss doesn't tell us how much health it still has, and therefore we will need a health bar for the miniboss, and that's what we're going to do right now. Okay, now make a new sprite and call it health boss display. And the only purpose of this sprite is going to be that it's on it with right text. We will write boss health. And now we will have a little bit of coding for it. And that's just going to be some hide and show. So when I receive mini boss, then when I receive big boss or when I receive mini boss, in both cases, show. And then when I receive home screen or when I receive delete boss, that's a new message you will need to create, I think. I already have it. No, I don't. Okay, then I will create it too. Um, delete boss. This is just if the boss has no more health, then we will broadcast delete boss. Then hide. And when I receive home screen, then also hide. Uh, yes, I think that's this one. When I receive home screen and hide, let me just check. It's with a small s, okay. Yeah, that's it already. Also make sure that its coordinates are 0 and 160. Now this code is going to be much more fun to make. This new sprite should be called boss health bar, and that is going to be a health bar that is made with the pen. And for this we don't need a costume actually. We just need the code. So when I receive mini boss, create clone of myself, and when I receive big boss, also create clone of myself. Where's that here? Um, when I receive delete mini boss, where is that? There, delete boss, sorry. Then erase all, hide, and delete this clone. So we will choose an extension, the pen, erase all, then hide, and then delete this clone. And then when we receive gain, we will do the same here. And when we receive home screen, we will also do the same here. And now when I start as a clone, then erase all, and this time show. But this is not going to change anything as we don't have any costume. But the reason why you have to have the show block is because I don't think that a sprite can interact with the pen if it's hidden. That's why we need to show the clone. And then forever, and then take an if else. If else, so if the boss number is greater than 3, so if it's the big boss here, and then take another if else. If the health is greater than 0, the boss health, here, then go to x negative 125 and y 160. Then set pen color to white, or just, yeah, anything white. Then set pen size to 35, and then pen down. Then move 250 steps. Sorry, 250 steps. Then pen up here. And then you can duplicate that and just put in change the white to red, then change pen size to 25, and that's it already. And then duplicate that again, change the red to something green, and then instead of move 250 steps, take a division sign and divide by 2 the boss health, like that. And then else, so if the boss is dead basically, then broadcast delete boss. That's why we needed this broadcast. And then, yeah, that's it, because when we receive the delete boss, we already hide, we delete this clone, and we erase all. So that's it. Now you can duplicate that, and now for in case it's a mini boss, you just change take a division sign, put it in the x position, and then take a multiplication sign and multiply the boss number by 90 and divide it by 2. I don't know why I did that, because actually we could just multiply it by 45. Um, yeah, but I don't know why I did it. So let's just keep it like that, otherwise we might have a bug. And then move boss health times 90 steps every time you have to move. So let's put it in there too. Except for move boss health divided by 2 steps, you can keep that like that. And then also duplicate the whole thing, so boss number times 90 divided by 2, and put it inside every time you go to a certain X position. Like that. Put it, so duplicate also the boss health. If it's greater than 0, then do all of that. And put that inside this else statement. Okay, so now we're at the point where we can fight the mini boss again. And I won't be commenting while I'm shooting, because otherwise you can't hear me. But you will probably be able to see the code that we have just coded, what this is doing. So apparently there's a bug, but let's look if it's very bad. Okay, so actually everything is perfect. It's just a bit too much on the right. So let's look what we can do here. Alright, I already found the bug. So actually you need not just this here, but you need to have a minus sign and have 0 minus this, and then it's working. And so make sure to duplicate that for the other blocks too, where you have to go to a certain X position. And now you see already the boss health resetted. So now that's how we want it to be. Okay, let's just keep playing after that. Okay, actually I died. But normally, okay, that's something we don't want. But I thought when we receive home screen, we hide all. Let's duplicate that and look what happens if we have home screen with big S. Okay. So I know what we could do. We could have in there when I receive game over, then do that. Maybe this is also going to help. I mean now, yeah, this is okay. Now it's good. Okay, sorry for that small mistake. Now let's create a new sprite, and this is going to be a reward for when you beat a boss, and call it coins. And obviously you will get coins when you beat the boss. And we need 2 costumes for this. Let's and I'll show you how they should look like. So you make with an outline of this kind of orange, and with a fill of a yellow, like that approximately. You just draw a coin, but it's not supposed to be very round. This one is supposed to be a bit like that. Make the outline a bit thicker maybe. That's too big. Like that. And then with the same color as you did the outline, also draw a bar like that. That's going to be our first costume. And the second costume is going to be a real coin. So let's just make that. Okay, now I will make a perfect circle like that, and in there write with the text with the same color as as the outline right in the dollar sign, like that. Maybe you want to make it a bit darker. For me, it's okay like that. I think I'm actually going to make it a bit darker, maybe um, with the color 12. 12. Yeah, that looks good. Or I mean better than 13. It's not really a big difference. Sorry. And like that. The reason why we needed these two costumes is to make the coins look more real. Um, that's the front view and that's the side view, so that it looks like the coins are turning a bit on themselves. And then take for the code, when I receive home screen, here, hide and delete this clone. And then repeat bus number times 5. Oops. When I receive game, also delete this clone. Um, and then when I receive create coins. And do we already have that? I think we have it. Yeah, create coins. That's from this code here, if I'm right. No. Okay. Well, also put in there, or well, maybe it's there. Yes. So if the boss dies, it will broadcast create coins, and therefore here we have when I receive create coins, repeat boss number times 5. Boss number times 5. Sorry. Here. Go to X position of. So where is that? Go to. Sorry. Go to. Put in there a plus, and here also a plus, and then a pick random in these two pluses, and then minus 25 to 25, minus 25 to 25, and then have in there item boss counter of X position boss. So basically this is whenever the boss dies, it's going to the position of where the boss died, approximately there. And then we will create clone of myself. Like that. Then have when I receive homes, yeah, we already have that, sorry. Make sure that this is always hiding the real sprite. And then when I start as a clone, then show. And then glide in. Where is that? Glide in. We actually don't really need that glide anyways. Let's just keep it like that. Then have forever. Point in direction 90 degrees. Then if on edge, bounce. Where's that? Here. Then repeat 10 times. Change y position by negative 0.5. Change y position by negative 0.5. And then repeat 10 times, change it by 0.5. So this is making it go up and down a bit. And then when I start as a clone, duplicate that forever. Wait 0.3 seconds and then next costume. Next costume, where is that? Here. And now we can make it so whenever we're touching the player, so here and there, if touching player, Um, then change money by 10, and then delete this clone, and then take an if else, and if shop open equals yes, where's that? Shop open equals yes, then hide and else show. Sorry. Alright. Okay, so while I was testing this off camera, I realized that there's a small bug. You need to change that to boss health instead of boss health divided by 2 when um, when you when a boss number is a mini boss. Okay, and now we can continue that, and as you see now, it's better. Okay, so you can see I played through the first wave, and now we're at the mini boss. And now I'll try to beat it, and look what happens if the mini boss dies. Okay, so you can see here the money got created, and we can collect it like that. We won $100. This is a bit off. Yeah, whatever. We can buy stuff again. Oops, no, we can't. Okay, so I quickly found the bug. Yeah, it's a bit complicated to talk about this because I am going to re-upload the video where I did that mistake, so you probably won't have that mistake, but I do, and therefore in this tutorial you will see that I have the mistake, but you don't if you follow the series. Yeah. I hope you enjoyed this video and learned something. If you came this far of watching, I'm very thankful. Please consider liking this video as it would be suggested to more people. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Anyways, see you in the next video.